Going live.
Okay, we're live.
I'm live.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Ow!
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Oh. Oh no. No, you have to go. My hand is red.
This
Okay. Chase,
It's
what was
so
it?
foggy. What?
I know. Chase, what was it? Okay, guys, we're gonna be doing a reaction video.
My hands is, dude, your hands are insane.
Look how red my hands are.
They're not. Look at mine. Mine are less than Jack's. Yours are.
Okay, guys.
You wanna know why? Because I beat myself.
41. Are we sure we're gonna have enough time? Are we gonna have enough time for this? Because we usually
like
have
less than 20 minutes.
have less than 20 minutes, so we might need to do something shorter. Parts of it? Alright. Alright, guys. YouTuber.
He's 44.
Should me and Jack
Describe it.
No.
Whatever you do at the crossroads,
No.
don't turn left.
Okay, guys.
This is the first line in the book
I have
that
two.
Avery
What
claims
video is
he did
this?
not write.
This is,
2 weeks ago, a YouTube channel
okay,
called
hold on.
Avery the Mayo
I haven't
uploaded
seen
a
the second
YouTube
one
video
yet. This is
titled
the second
Weird
one.
Book
There's a
I Did
second
Not
one?
Write, where he shows us a mine that
Destroying
the world
supposedly
that does not
he never
exist.
built.
Read the mail.
Inside the mine is a chest that Avery did not place,
Ooh,
and
scary
inside the
chest.
chest is a book
Oh, yeah.
that Avery did not write.
Yeah, I
Inside
see
the
that.
message,
So-
whatever you
Does it
do
see
at the
us?
crossroads,
Does the camera see
don't
us?
turn left. Don't be fooled. It's listening. You can't outsmart it. It's listening
No,
to
we're
me.
reacting.
It's watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 Over and over, followed by a sequence of numbers.
Whoever.
And
I don't know
that's
what
it.
this guy's talking about.
It seems impossible
Yeah,
that a whole
because it's
mind just
quiet.
appears in your world without your knowledge, but Avery explains in the description of the video that
Whoa.
the laptop he's playing on is from a storage locker. It already had Minecraft installed, and this world already existed, but when Avery first loaded it up, it was just a normal world.
Okay,
He
guys,
only
I'll be back.
now discovered this mine a few hundred blocks from his house. So, in that case, what is this book? The contents are strange, and it's not evident what they refer to. If anything, they just sound like some crazy rambling. But the numbers at the end are clearly some sort of code, so maybe we can solve it and figure out what this book is talking about. Except we can't. The numbers go higher than 26, so it's not any alphabetical code. There are 4 sections, not 3, so it isn't coordinates. And in fact, there's not a single cipher that comes up as a good match for this code. If it is a code, it's unlike any code I've ever seen, and I wasn't able to decipher it. So, is that it? A strange one-off YouTube video and a dead
Hi,
end?
guys.
Not
No,
quite,
it is.
because for 2 frames at the very end of the video, Avery's inventory flashes a random pattern of blocks, and this time there is a code. Because taking the first letter of the name of every block and capitalizing it if there is more than one, you get a string. A string that perfectly matches the length of a Google Drive link that when you enter takes you to a folder. And this is where the true mystery begins. The mystery
But then it got deleted.
of a Minecraft world
Like literally a
that
few days
doesn't
after
exist.
I found the Google Drive.
Opening the video named Footage 1, we can see a player in the exact same spot Avery was in the last video, except now he has way more items than he had last time. Presumably this is from his house, and he's come to use this mine in survival as part of this world. The book is now gone from the chest, but it could be that Avery just burned it because it creeped him out, or it's just this book in his inventory. Regardless, Avery lines up with the other strip mine and begins to start a new one into the wall, but when he does, he finds this.
Instead of on my channel.
Nothing weird, it's just a cave, and Avery walks in to begin exploring until he stops and sees this.
Chase.
No.
Chase. Shall I
It's
wait?
hard to make out, but as he walks closer, we can see what it is. Moss and grass. This is immediately a red flag, because this kind of terrain does not generate in caves. Avery checks underneath it, but there's nothing else either. And when he runs back to grab his torches, he notices yet another patch of moss in the corner of the cave. Again, not natural, but not leading anywhere either. It's only when he heads back down the cave does he see it.
No, you
A
way more
tree.
than that.
Avery approaches the clump of greenery, and there it is. A tree unlike any other oak tree in the entire game. Whatever this is, it isn't normal. Avery backtracks a bit, and we get a better look at this shrub, for lack of a better word. And after some hesitation and circling around it, Avery decides to try mining the tree.
More.
And he does, with no problem. It looks just like a normal tree, except normal trees don't generate underground, and it's not the only one. As Avery goes deeper and deeper into the cave, he passes larger and larger patches of greenery, coming across more shrubs, and even more trees, and even more moss. He pauses to talk at one point, but instead of commenting on the trees, he brings up something else. It's weird, we've only seen stone. And I guess he's right, the walls of this cave don't have any diorite, granite, andesite, or ores, but come on, there's a bigger elephant in the room here. At some point, though, Avery's wish gets granted, and the cave turns into terracotta, tough, and deep slate. The greenery gets larger and larger, with the trees growing bigger and bigger. Until finally, Avery reaches the end.
Cave is a lot more bigger than you.
That's like the size of my man
My cave is bigger.
cave. What is up with those trees? They look like stairs.
Apparently, you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with which
What
harmony
is
is
that?
Has that,
possible
but-
or vibe.
Next harmony.
Avery stops for several long seconds, just taking everything in. The room is a
we're
giant
not
cave of
sponsored.
green, with strange, unnaturally large trees forming a staircase on the back wall. The floor is covered in a massive field of moss, scattered with the strange trees we saw earlier. Avery slowly heads down the cavern wall, being careful not to take too much damage while maneuvering his way to the bottom. He looks around in awe as he explores the chamber, and from closer up, we can see a tunnel right between the massive tree gates. Avery searches around the trees for a few minutes, seemingly mesmerized by the build, and we can see that these gates are made of trees stacked on trees stacked on trees, made of spruce, mud, and oak. But the question here is obvious. What is this place? This kind of terrain obviously doesn't generate naturally, so who made it, and how does it just appear in Avery's world? Well, if
Guys,
there's
I should
any
make
answer
an
to that
English
question, it's
world
through
based on
this
this,
tunnel,
like a
because
cave.
finally Avery decides to stop sightseeing
Like,
and
this one
heads
looks so
down the
cool.
tunnel at the center of the room. Avery walks through the mud brick tunnel, turning to glance behind him every few steps. But of course, nothing is there. The world is set to
There's gonna
single
be a
player.
chase
At
scene
least,
here.
it seems that way. Until this happens.
Make a poll. Should me and you right now, right here.
Something is wrong.
No.
It's almost impossible to notice, but at the far edge of the tunnel, the first pair of torches have suddenly been wiped out.
That's
Avery
the second
stares
pair
for a
of
few
torches.
seconds and continues walking.
There's gonna be something chasing.
Another pair of torches is gone. I'm not scared of torches turning off.
I am. How do you
I'm
turn
not.
off a torch?
Yeah, you definitely like.
And then another.
No.
You need-
I don't know what kind of practical joke this is. But I already heard you.
What? M606.
Chasing. Meow. Meow. Meow.
This is like me in the
You sound
hall.
like Mr. Malpin.
Who, me?
No, we.
Meow.
I'm not scared of a game.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Loki, it's gonna be me in like in a house.
Why are you not scared of the game? Dude, I swear, yeah, you need to post the videos that I recorded of Eagercraft, of my Eagercraft world.
Remember the YouTube short in video production? Remember that YouTube short in Angularcraft in video production that was in my channel?
Sure.
I don't think so.
I posted. I still have it in my YouTube channel.
But I have video.
Well, I think this could be like water for the trees or something.
I have
I don't know
video
why I
footage
just
of
jumped down. I wasn't scared,
weird things happening.
but I
with
felt
Eagercraft. Not only the chunks are disappearing,
compelled.
like where
I've
structures
never
being
felt
built out
like
of
that in my life.
dirt, long pathways.
What is going on here? Things just went from strange to incredibly creepy in a matter of seconds. This
Oh, yeah, let's
doesn't
bring up
just
James
happen on a
now.
normal world, but Avery did say he found this world on a computer he got from a
After
storage
watching this.
locker. So maybe this is just a world
Rick
that the old
Grimes
owner of this
TWD
computer
shorts.
created, and it's just some strange adventure horror map. Case closed.
Oh,
Except
oh.
it's not, because the video files aren't the only thing in this Google Drive folder. If you remember, there's also this PDF, and opening it, we see this. My exploration into a strange tunnel I found in my Minecraft world. I've been playing this world for a while and just discovered this. This is my documentation of the search. Notably, when I installed Minecraft, this world came pre-created. Always thought that was a little strange, but I'm not really sure. This seems okay enough, but remember what Avery said earlier. He found this computer in a storage locker with Minecraft installed. Not he installed Minecraft and this world was there. Admittedly, it's a pretty small difference, but still, why the conflicting stories? Something you may have also noticed that I can't explain is why Avery's name is now censored. He wasn't censored in the previous videos, but now he's both hidden his name and changed his skin, almost like he's hiding from something. But there's still a lot more of this footage, and if you want to figure out what's happening in this world, why it exists, and what it has to do with Avery, we have to keep watching, as Avery runs from whatever it is that's hiding in this world.
Bro, it's very clearly not the same person.
This game, you're not ready for.
Okay.
Avery says he has to
We're not
keep
ready for
moving,
it, so we
even
won't
if he
play it.
doesn't exactly know why, and the only way to go is down. Avery takes a leap into the giant pool of water before him and swims down into a junction of tunnels. After some hesitation, he burrows himself in the left wall for air before swimming down the left tunnel. He continues to navigate through the dark water, the tunnel getting narrower and narrower, with no end in sight.
Ammon.
You mean Junk Overlord?
James.
My name is highly
Yes, I'm the junk overlord.
No. I only have one left, so I gave my last one to Robert.
Last
Robert.
what?
I give him Monster Delivery.
Until it opens into a giant cavernous room with just enough space at the top to get a bit of air. When Avery descends again, we can see tunnel openings sprawling across the walls. Avery scans around. There's no marker of where to go, just tunnels upon tunnels as far as the eye can see. And then he hears
I'll
it.
do it. I'll do that.
The same sound as when the whispers played previously. Avery rushes to dig into the wall, and as he blocks himself in, we can hear the whispers again.
There's another one. Have you heard of
Quieter, but still there, as if they're passing by him. When the coast is clear, Avery digs out. But now what? He has no choice but to gamble on a tunnel and hope it's correct. He scans the walls again, no obvious sign of which one to pick. So finally, he rolls the dice.
What?
Alright, look.
The tunnel leads to another junction, and again, after a slight hesitation, Avery goes left. The tunnel continues, getting narrower
Look at this.
What in the?
and narrower and narrower until finally,
I'm gonna hear something. Oh, 10% random event. Okay.
What in the world?
he finds himself in the oasis. Avery looks around the room, strangely, almost peaceful. He's in the middle of a square pond, flanked on all sides by the same uncanny trees. He stares off at the water for a second before towering up and getting a good look around. Nothing but trees as far as the eye can see. For a moment, he pauses before something snaps, and he crafts a boat to get to the center of the lake. Without hesitation, he dives down into the tunnel and plugs up the hole. He makes another trip for good measure, plugging it even further. If this thing comes through here again, it has to break that. But I need to explore. He sails back to the edge of the lake. What it can't avoid doing is loading the chunk. Avery chops a few trees and crafts a hopper with the spare iron in his inventory. His plan is simple. Set a trap for the thing following him. But wait, did I miss something? Because how does he know that something is following him? Sure, those torches turned off, and yeah, we heard those noises before, but there's actually an even stronger piece of evidence I haven't mentioned. Remember when Avery said this? I already heard you in the cave. Well, it took me a second to figure out what exactly he meant, but then I heard this.
I don't even know what it comes out.
It's almost impossible to make out, but on a few separate instances, while Avery was walking in that original cave, he would randomly pause for a second or two, and now we know why. He was listening. Every time he paused for just a brief moment, you could hear footsteps on the stone behind him.
And I hate those.
Stopping just a fraction of a second too late to be quiet. But okay, if something is somehow really following Avery in a single-player world, how can he stop it, or at least get it to reveal itself? Well, that's exactly what he's doing right now. Like he said, he needs time to look around and explore this world, but while he's gone, anything can just swim through the hole and replace the blocks to make it look like nothing happened. But if Avery turns down his render distance and puts items in this hopper, if he then goes far enough away and unloads the chunk, the only way for the hopper to be empty when he returns is if something loaded the chunk while he was gone.
What happened?
And then, whatever was following him would be exposed. The trap is set. Now it's time to explore.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor?
Kinda,
You've got
yeah.
to try Otter. Here's how it works.
I am.
Dude, the music for this is so good.
We can also.
I actually found one of the songs on Pandora.
Hey, watch.
What is this?
I think it was by Mr. Kitty. I can't remember.
Avery walks through the trees, avoiding the lake so as to not load the chunk. Every inch of this place looks exactly the same. The same gray floor, the same strange trees. Everywhere he looks, there's nothing.
David's in here.
Until, just in the corner of the screen, there's a sign. But it's hard to spot, and Avery doesn't seem to see it, and he keeps walking. Then he pauses. Interesting. That's the third sign we've seen so far. What? Where? Third sign? I've only seen this one. But it turns out he's right. Going back and re-watching the footage, just barely hidden in the corners of the screen are two other signs Avery crossed earlier in the recording, though he gave no indication at the time that he noticed them. Avery goes back to all three signs. All of them are blank, so I don't know what to make of it, but Avery seems to be satisfied, and he explains why. These signs all seem to point to one place. Both of these angled ones point in the same direction. And he's right. If you line up a coordinate grid with the location and rotation of the signs, you get this. So he's right, all of them point a certain way, and if you trace out their intersection, it hits one specific point. He also pulls off this brilliant move, which you rarely see from these protagonists, by turning the difficulty to peaceful because he ran out of food. Absolutely genius. But with that said, he returns to the lake to check on his contraption, and nothing showed up. Items are still flowing out of the hopper, which would be impossible if anything had loaded the chunk. Avery tells us exactly this. Nothing came through. Not to mention, the blocks are still in the same position Avery placed them to plug the hole. Now that he's shaken off whatever was following him, Avery sails back, presumably to find the intersection points of the signs. But before he does that, he opens up chat and says this. Something is here. What? How? Why is Avery saying that? Why isn't he sending it in chat? What did he say? I don't know if it can
Where?
Look, the dirt.
The dirt, yeah.
Remember he placed a grass block
but I'm
next to
not
a
taking
dirt
any
block.
chances. The grass block. When Avery left the chunk, he didn't just set one trap for the entity, he set two. Without mentioning anything to us, he placed a grass block next to a block of dirt. In Minecraft, grass can't spread if the chunk is
Genius.
Okay,
That's so genius.
By the way, Mike wants a recording of you beating Liddy.
Why?
Oh, wait, a recording of him what?
The FNF mod you playing.
Well, maybe we'll finish this next time.